What is up YouTube, it's your boy SmackNPie here after a very long time, ladies and gentlemen. SmackNPie. We are finally here, ladies and gentlemen, celebrating an actual release of a Dark Deception product here on the freaking Lincoln channel. Some of y'all thought this day would never come, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen. So what you're seeing is, of course, a pre-recorded gameplay on your screen. The one you're listening to right now, this is me, myself. I am from the future, so I've already played and completed Dark Deception FORTNITE. So what you're seeing is me it's weird, alright? I want to point out one thing, right? That this is my literal second time ever. Alright, I'm not even making this up. Second time ever booting up FORTNITE. I once played due to peer pressure and then I camped. The teammates that I had back then from a very previous old server, right? Discord server, link in the description. But not this one, like previous one. Previous, right? And they were the ones who forced me to play it, and they were like, okay, you know what, we're gonna try to get you to, you know, at least a final 2010 or something, I don't know. And even though they were protecting me and I was camping, I was the first one to die. How does that make any sense? That doesn't even make any sense, ladies and gentlemen. How do you have 3 people protecting you and you're the first to die? That doesn't even make any sense. Anyways. This is my second time ever booting up FORTNITE. Alright, I downloaded it FORTNITE like 3 days ago because my net is boo-boo. So I had to download, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I know some of y'all don't like it when I do these type of videos where I have already played and then I commentated on it afterwards. But this is just a test video, right? For Super Dark Deception and Chapter 5, that's not going to be the case. It's going to be like me commentating whilst I'm playing. It's going to be live. Anyways, so one thing I found weird is that you can't stay in the lobby for more than a few seconds or more than a minute, because every time I'm in the lobby of just Dark Deception Ballroom, right, the game just automatically puts you into the, you know, first level, second level, third level, and after finishing you go back to it again. I wanted to explore Pierce's Ballroom, and I did as much as possible. So you will be seeing the edited gameplay on your screen, where I will probably be in the monkey business, right? And I'm going to stay away from Chapter 5 Easter eggs in this video. I know there are, well, I wouldn't say a ton of secrets or Easter eggs. I think there are 3 tops. I found 2, but the community is saying there's actually 3. And it's actually 2 of the most important Easter eggs, but that's going to be for tomorrow's video, right? My other work, IRL stuff, is actually taking a lot of time, but don't worry, that video is going to drop tomorrow for the insane, not 1, but 2 major Easter eggs. Not even Easter eggs, these are full-blown teasers for Dark Deception Chapter 5. But yeah, I found this ballroom really interesting. Wish we had like more time to explore and whatnot. The shop is coming soon, and I think more levels might be coming soon as well. Levels were supposed to be short, but I must say, for the short amount of levels that they still gave, like the fact that they ticked all the boxes in all the freaking levels. Like the monkeys in the monkey business, they are still chaotic, as you can see. I've died so many times. I've died more in monkey business than I died in both the maze one and the lucky level combined. That doesn't even make any sense, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, it goes to show you how, well, some people say it's the peak Dark Deception level. I would kind of agree on that, because it is the most chaotic in some elements. Well, at least out of the 3, it is the most chaotic. I know I could have used the slow bomb, right? The snowy bomb. And the other one for some reason, right, I used it on Monkey, right, in the first level, and he turned around, so I thought you can use that on other enemies. The other enemies did not care, ladies and gentlemen. The other enemies did not care that there was a disco light that I threw on them. They just killed me whilst I was dancing, and then I got revived and I was still dancing. How does that make any sense, ladies and gentlemen? It don't. That's the point, it don't. This is FORTNITE. What are we talking about, ladies and gentlemen? But yeah, I want to go back to Ballroom a little bit whilst you're seeing this. I'll show you all 3 levels. It's going to be the full gameplay, right? Full gameplay experience. It has been a while since I've done a full video gameplay stuff like this. But, right, I really liked what they did with the ballroom. I think the base Dark Deception game could use a creative menu of this nature. I know it was something that was planned a long time ago, but they, rejected the idea. They went for a more plain and simpler version. They went even more plainer for the Enhanced Plus is what we think because of the teaser of another main menu, but I think something creative like this would actually work. I know it would become too, I don't know, too modernish, too, I don't know what kind of word I want to use, but they would be adding monsters, more Super Dark Deception, shop stuff, store merchandise on the main menu for base Dark Deception game. I know that wouldn't come off as good, but they can do something creative of this nature. So we had those 3 levels on the side. You can see the enemies that are in this Fortnite map were they're like giant versions of them that are floating in the Beers' ballroom. So there's some lore stuff that we can use on that. No, we can't, bro. This is Fortnite. What am I talking about? But now, you got 3 levels. So as you can see, I'm playing the first one. And yeah, it was chaotic. It was crazy. And I really liked the lighting. It really matches with the... if I had shown you this and I played the entire game in the first person, you wouldn't have known. There's just few UIs that would make you go, oh, this is Fortnite. But Stick Games did a phenomenal job. Not to mention we had two amazing high quality Fortnite level trailers. So I gotta give a shout out to Stick Games and Ghosting Intimate for this amazing map content, if you will. That's what we're gonna say. Now I am a little bit sad that Malik did not appear in this game whatsoever, but could be a choice. There might be more levels in the future with Malik involved. Who knows? But either that or I've done something wrong because it didn't show up in either of the levels. So let's finish this and let's move on to the next level.
You've gathered all of the soul shards. You need to escape. Hurry!
So I want to talk about this maze level, right? The fact that this one is actually more disgusting than the base Dark Deception game. The footsteps, the sound, the crunchy sound of the hedges, right? And I'm also sad that they didn't remove the traps. It made it a little easier in my humble personal opinion. The shadow casted on the ground was far too spooky for me personally. The lighting is a little bit weird, and it was also confirmed that do not take this lighting as the final Dark Deception Enhanced Plus lighting. The Dark Deception Enhanced Plus lighting is going to be like the peak of lighting for Dark Deception, right? It's gonna look crazy visually, right? This is just a map in Fortnite. What are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I really enjoyed my time here. It got a little bit easier towards the end. Because the mini map on the top right, because it's upside down, it was confusing the heck out of me. That's why I got deaths so many times. But I thoroughly loved and enjoyed what I have played, what I've experienced, especially in the second level, right? And the enemies are just as brutal. It shows Stick Games 100% understood the assignment. They knew the AI of these characters. They knew the layout of the map and how these characters would benefit in scaring you as well as cornering you. The AI was still smart. The AI, it's crazy to me, was still smart. How did one of the enemies knew to use the other long way to cut me off whilst there was 2 chasing me from behind? Because I was like, okay, there's 2 chasing me, I can just cut them off. The third one was like, nah, I'm gonna be smarter, just like base Dark Deception game. So thumbs up. It still has that challenge for those who yearn it, but it's not gonna. It's probably not gonna take you longer than an hour. If it took me 15 minutes, and the kind of booby player that I am, I think it's probably gonna take you 30 minutes. 30 minutes or 20 minutes. I would not be surprised if people finished it in 20 minutes. I'm a duty player, so it took me 15 minutes, and most of that time went to the first monkey business level. Again, I am sad there are no boss fights. I think we could have done that. We could have used guns. We could have used guns in this. No, we couldn't because it's Dark Deception in Fortnite. I am sad that we didn't get the other zones. I think we could in the future, but I don't know. It feels weird. It feels like it's like a mini demo, if you will. Like, it feels like a demo to a full game, and I think that's what they're going for. I think that's what Closing Enemy wants for those who are just playing, who just play Fortnite. If they find it interesting, they can just download the base Dark Deception game, because they have links here and there in the Beers' Ballroom. It's like a marketing, advertising bazaar over there. So, you know, I liked my time, but it went by a little quicker. I would have wished for more, well, Zone 2. I would have wished for at least Chef Monkey would have been cool in the first one, and Titan Watcher watching from you know, far apart would have been cool as well. I think instead of traps, since they just had Titan Watcher throw axes at you to always keep you on your toes, I think that could have worked here if they are not going to do boss fight or Zone 2 for that matter. I think Zone 2 is far too peak a level for Dark Deception to miss out. I think if it's anyone like Minecraft or Roblox are doing Dark Deception, you should always do, if you want to do Deadly Decadence, always do the second zone as well. Either do both, or if you just want to do one, just do Deadly Zone 2. Zone 2 is just too good, ladies and gentlemen. The tight corners and them always chasing you. Anyways, let's move on to the third one.
You've gathered all of the soul shards. You need to escape. Hurry! Clock's ticking.
Now, I had some gripes with the third one, ladies and gentlemen. I died from all of them because, well, I was gonna die. What am I talking about? We're SmackNPie here. But I found a little bit of letdown compared to the first two levels, because everything had already happened, right? That freaking pig, he doesn't burst through walls, right? And although Lucky still runs, the AI, I know I'm asking for too much. They've done a phenomenal job for what they were trying to go for. I think actually they exceeded expectations, because I wasn't expecting them to go all the way to the point where they did. But I don't know. When I played the first two levels, I was expecting a little more from the third level, and that is on me. So I would like to apologize on that. Anyways, the third level got a little bit confusing because of everything, but it also got a little bit easier towards the end. I just had to maneuver them. It was way too easy to juke past them. And this is the type of challenge that, like, this is the difficulty level that I need, right? I know for some of you it was way too easy, way too, like a breeze. Y'all speedrunners would have been like, well, what is this, bro? This would have been a breeze for you. But this is the kind of difficulty that I like, because it challenges me, because I'm not a good player, but it also, like, in my grasp, so I enjoy my time there. Other than that, there were joy kills there, here and there, like the skeleton, the figure in the offices, just like it was in Chapter 4, this Zone 2 of, well, Mascot Mayhem. And I think all of the 3 zones, they chose the right one. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. You know, it was a good experience. And as for Chapter 5 Easter eggs, there were Easter eggs that I was unlocking as I was going through it. And well, we're not going to talk about it in this video because I just wanted to shine the light on Stick Games, what they've created here. Great job for those who play Fortnite. Absolutely play this. It is a must play. You guys gotta play it, because as soon as I booted it and as soon as I started it, I did not know where the time went. 50 minutes flew by, and by the time I was finished, I looked at the time. I was like, wow, that was 15 minutes. That felt short, or that felt like one episode of anime, and I'm talking 19 to 20 minutes. That shizzle, like, bro, I'm watching Attack on Titan. I know I'm going off topic, but I don't think there's an anime better than Attack on Titan. I know controversial opinions is what I'm known for. No, I'm not. Do not derail. Do not be smearing some nasty negative campaign against my name, bro. But I've been watching Attack on Titan. I've just finished season 3 part 2, and I think it's the peakest of the peak. I think even if there are a lot of games, movies, TV shows, combine them, Attack on Titan, easy top 5 of all time in any medium. I've also watched OVAs, so before watching season 4, I will watch Junior High. This is a spin-off thing, and then I'm gonna watch season 4. What the freak? Attack on Titan has anything to do with Dark Deception Fortnite? Ow, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dark Deception Fortnite. It's a game that we're playing here. Shout out to Stick Games for making this. Shout out to Fortnite, honestly. With this, I'm actually more excited now to see how this gets implemented in Roblox and Minecraft. One thing that I didn't like is that they didn't use any Fortnite elements to Dark Deception. They didn't add anything other than throwing the bombs. I think if they had added and made the gameplay in a way that fits the Fortnite style, I think I would have liked it a little more. It would have given us something different. But I understand what they were trying to go for, and I hope in Roblox and Minecraft they add the gameplay elements of Roblox. They add the elements and features of Roblox into the gameplay of Dark Deception, so that you get a different experience. This was like you're playing like a Dark Deception game for sure. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. But do not underestimate or underrate what Stick Games have achieved here. High quality, ladies and gentlemen. High quality stuff. They deserve shout out. They absolutely deserve the shout out. Shout out to Stick Games. Follow them on Twitter and all the other platforms. I hope they continue making Dark Deception stuff. I hope there's a motorcycle going on. I'm just enjoying my time here commentating after the fact. I am not even like live playing. This is me after the fact. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Glowstick Entertainment. This was a product that if we've played a Dark Deception product after Super Deception, this had been a long time. I think doors are opening for us Dark Deception fans. I think good times are coming. And I think later this year, when we do get to play Chapter 5, I don't know if it's not confirmed, but I have strong feelings that we are going to play Dark Deception Chapter 5 later this year. Silent Hill F is coming, Chronos New Dawn, Little Nightmares 3, Reanimal, End of Abyss, Resident Evil 9 Requiem, Silent Hill 1 Remake got announced. Us horror fans, we eating good. It's good time to be horror fans. Susu for more 100k. I'll see you next week. Link in the description. Well, actually, not links. Actually, the code for the map will be in the description. If not, remind me and I'll add it in the comment section so you can just put it and start playing. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care and wait for our Chapter 5 Easter eggs teaser video.